traditional roots here in Maui. And so 2 of our nieces got to go to the championship game due to the kindness and generosity of other people. And when I saw them after the game, I've never seen them happier. To be part of something so special, so joyous, and so meaningful, so intense. And they were just glowing. Susanna, Moana, oh my gosh, it was tremendous. Thank you, world, for our lives.
What a tournament it's been, and what a conclusion here.
It's been the greatest Maui gym that I've ever been a part of.
Could be the best of all time.
You're going to have to say that I haven't been to every one. It's been the best one that I've been to.
Well, to take a line from you, I just said it could be.
And, well, everything could be.
4 to shoot. Gotta hurry. Williams, too short. Offensive rebound, Arizona. Is there one last run in the Wildcats?
You could be the next man on the moon.
Probably not. Coleman the kick. Jeter the tap.
Look at that. Chuma. Okiki.
Former Mr. Basketball in Georgia.
15 years from now, people are going to name their next child Chuma. Chuma Okiki Smith.
In 15 years.
15 years, yes.
I'll write that down. Brown wants another! Why not? One for the road for Bryce Brown.
Are you old enough to remember when nobody named their child Kobe? Nobody named their child LeBron. Nobody named their child Jordan, even if their last name was already Jordan.
There may be a couple Ruiz after this tournament, that's for sure. Okiki the rebound.
That guy Rui, MVP, spectacular, Gonzaga, wow. With great team support too. What Brandon Clark did, what Jeremy Jones did in the game last night against Arizona. And then Josh Perkins, who was tremendous. But for all the people, I'm most happy for Mark Few. Because I know where Mark Few has come from. Little Crestwell, Oregon, a town of 1,500 people. Just south of Eugene. And to be able to build a program and to create excellence, there is nothing like seeing young people happy.
Think about it, 20 years ago, Gonzaga is the team to give Duke its first ever loss at the Maui Gym, Maui Invitational.
Wow.
You would say that's basically like Chaminade with its upset over Virginia, which certainly wasn't part of this tournament, but a precursor to it. And now it's a budding powerhouse.
It happened. And forevermore, I will be able to say I was here when it did happen. You know who else has been here all week? Eric, the coach of Chaminade, and his wife
Eric
Lee.
Bovard, yep.
And their children. And even though they're not playing this year, they just came over and said, hey, we're part of this. Throw it down one time. Horace, Gilbert, Franklin, Melchizedek, Spencer. Yes, Philadelphia and Findlay Prep. And now coming back from Mars to throw one down.
Final minute.
Oh, let that fly, Brandon, please. Oh, wow.
2 and a foul coming for Brandon Randolph, who's had a major second half for Arizona. The Wildcats were within range of beating Gonzaga yesterday. Auburn ends up taking them out today, but these are 8 very good teams we saw this 3 days. I'm
going to go out on a limb and say that I think Auburn's going to win this game. So I'm just going to take a moment here to thank all of our incredible hosts here. Kemper Lesnick, Tom, Steve, and Doug, State Farm, John, Maui Jim, oh my gosh, Walter Maui, Walter Bill. There's Dave Odom right there who puts it all together. It's his connections that make this tournament what it is. You know, the business guys are fantastic, but without Dave Odom, it just doesn't happen. You got Hank Nichols, the Hall of Famer, never misses a game, refereed for so many years. And we're going to say goodbye and thank you to Ed, the referee here. Wish him the best of his life forever.
For Jay and for Dan, for Eric and Doug and their crew, Mike Roy, Tim Sullivan, our entire crew, everybody in that truck. We thank you all for your hard work. (73-57) your final in a beautiful tournament for basketball.
Tim Sullivan, thanks for letting us be happy. I love Maui. I love Maui, Jim.
What a pleasure, Bill. Thank you.
What was your name again?
Jason Still. Pleasure getting to know you.
Jason Still.
Yeah, thank you.
Bill
Coming
Walton.
up next, Jalen and Jacoby. Thanksgiving special. See you. It's been fun. ESPN there.
Here, you got a lot of wind. No wind in San Diego. Here, you got a lot of rain. No rain in San Diego. You got a lot of roads to ride your bike on in San Diego. Just a couple here. But those roads that they do have, those roads we ride, oh my gosh. Hana Highway, Haleakala, the winery, West Maui Mountains. Spectacular.
Coleman needs it. And the rebound for Auburn.
I'm not sure who's playing well enough for Arizona. Now Randolph's back in the game.
Yeah, his fourth foul was big trouble for them. The offense went dormant.
I'm surprised this game is low scoring. This game should have been 100-97 finally.
8 minutes on the bench for Randolph. Certainly damaged Arizona. 6 to shoot. Brown counts it.
You were talking about the internet earlier, right?
I was, but we got an 11-0 run here for Auburn.
Didn't Tim Cook go to Auburn? They had Apple.
He is Apple. Here's Jeter.
He's done a remarkable job.
And a foul called against Dowdy. How about this? Bryce Brown always looking at the rim. Shot seeking. Senior out of Stone Mountain, Georgia, Bryce Brown, first team All-SEC last year.
So when you look at the SEC this year, and these teams are going to try to come in to the Auburn Arena, which is on the campus of Auburn in the city of Auburn.
It is, yeah.
9,121 seats sold out every single night. Please save one, folks, down there in Auburn for Mac Johnson and his team.
Bruce Pearl has rejuvenated this program in a lot of ways. Randolph comes back onto the floor, and Arizona has a little life. Fifth three of the half for Brandon Randolph. Now Auburn will bleed out some time.
Don't suggest that, buddy. That drives me crazy.
I didn't suggest it. I'm just narrating.
You're encouraging.
Okeke cross lane feed, nifty.
Beautiful. Drop it back there. So you got Okeke and you got Horace. Now, how did Gilbert get into that conversation?
That's his name. That's his first name. He goes by Horace, but his given first name is Gilbert.
So lay that out for me, how that works. Okay, so what's your first name?
Jason. What's yours? Bill? Still Bill?
Yes. Okay, so
like Mr. Bill?
So maybe I want to be called Fred.
Okay.
Or Melchizedek. Or something like that.
What was the language of origin on that? While we have a moment, and Auburn's taking down some clock, which I know you love.
No, I don't like that. Oh. The only thing that does is keep you from winning the game. I believe in the relentless offensive attack. And Bruce Pearl, please let him go. Third place game.
You do?
Yes.
3.14. The guy who bought us the pie, David Seisler, the coordinating producer for college basketball, celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, David.
Happy birthday. Thank you, David, for our lives. Thank you for your patience. And thanks for making it fun. And what fun it's been. I mean, these people are just having the time of their lives. Everybody here comes to Maui, right? Let's go out and ride our bikes, play golf, go surfing, go canoeing, go Paris sailing, go skip lining.
Skip lining?
All these people, skip, zip, I don't know. I can't. All those things I don't do, right? So everybody here has been inside for 6 straight days.
But they've had a chance to have some leisure time as well and enjoy the sunshine and the rays and the vitamins. And the fans who are only here for 1 game a day. We do multiple games a day, right. But Jay Billis allows us to. Okeke fouled on his way up. Scott Van Pelt has made a suggestion for us on Twitter as well. SVP.
What's that?
He says, and I know you don't want the Jim Maui Invitational to end, so Scott has suggested that we get an apartment together and play video games, and we live stream it and argue over the utility bill.
So esports.
Pizza rolls.
No, man, like, we're into solar here. Because Hawaii...
This is exactly what he wants. We are arguing over the utility bill.
Well, look, I'm into solar, so when you got solar, you have no electricity bill, okay? And that's why Hawaii, with the highest utility costs and prices in the country, they have made the commitment, the first state, to say, hey, we're going 100% renewables. Thank you, Hawaii.
Jeter up for
Chase,
2.
Jeter. Now, that's a step through. Way to go, Chase. And thank you, Scott Pelt, for keeping it all real.
Scott Van Pelt.
That's what I said.
Scott Pelt.
Look.
SP. He's no longer SVP. He's just SP.
No. I'm a two-name guy, okay?
I like this nickname for you. You just said it. I like Electric Bill as a nickname for you. I think we've got something here. Thanks, Scott. Scott Pelt.
Okay, I'm a solar guy. I don't have an electric, but bank it in. Why not? So all these guys that come with the 3 names now, they only get 2. Like Horton Tucker. That's all you get. I love Horton Tucker. If you want to go to 3, they have to be letters like PJ or RJ.
Dowdy, the 3, makes it a 7-point game.
I have no doubt. Oh.
Jeter, offensive foul.
And we are in record territory for the number of offensive fouls in one game. I'm not sure I've ever seen Sean Miller so calm, so poised, so serene within himself.
Look at Maui through the window.
Whoa. I love windows. I love the doors of perception.
Do you love the doors?
Yes. Jim Morrison.
Foul trouble all over the place. Randolph, Jeter, Williams with 4, Coleman and Smith with 3, Wiley and Spencer with 3 for Auburn.
I had the privilege of seeing the doors. I was in high school.
Here's a 3 for Dowdy. That was near the top of the rim. Oh, come on now.
Throw it
Horace
down.
Spencer testing the rim.
Where has he been? This front line for Bruce Pearl. Goodness gracious. Between Austin Wiley, Chuma Okiki from Zuma, Hawaii, Ant McLemore, Horace Spencer, Dr. Seuss.
Horace, here's a 3-point play. Gilbert Spencer the 3rd. He goes by Horace. It's a 10-point game with 6 to go.
Explain that transition to me.
I'll do it later. Acott intercepted. Dowdy to the rack.
You have to throw it to your man. What is Emmanuel Acott thinking?
Timeout.
Please check that man's for being colorblind. He threw it right to the other team. This is a game where the history of the known world is in the balance. And you're throwing it to the other team for a breakaway layup. 3 from behind the line. He's got 3 rebounds, and his team is ahead by 6. What more could you ask for from our star of the game? We can only hope that Mac Johnson will meet the Auburn Tigers at the airport when they come home and salute the brilliance of this great team.
They gave Duke quite a run yesterday. 78-72. The Blue Devils won before falling to Gonzaga in the championship earlier today.
Malik is one of 5 children. His parents are most proud of him, as Rob and Sue are of you.
Thank you, Bill.
Jason, right?
It is Jason.
Happy everything forever to you.
To you, too. 6-point game in the 3rd place game. Brown, catch and shoot. No, sir.
I love that kind of basketball. Interchange back and forth. Step behind the big screen out there and let it fly from behind the line. Mike D'Antoni from Mullins, West Virginia. Have you ever been there?
I've not.
I made a pilgrimage and grabbed some dirt and took it home and bathed in it for a while before mixing it in with my own dirt at home. But what Mike D'Antoni has done for basketball, his brother Dan now at the collegiate level back at Marshall where they all went to school.
Big tournament upset last year.
Right, and then but the Houston Rockets and how they have played into this tournament with PJ Tucker from the Rockets and Horton Tucker from Iowa State. Synergy, symmetry, harmonic convergence. It all rolls into one.
It sure does. You talk about the Rockets and all the NBA folks. We saw assistant general managers and scouts and GMs, and this was a loaded NBA scouting gym for 3 days here at the Maui Gym, Maui Invitational.
But Auburn has become a destination for the pro scouts too. Last year on Pro Day, they had 51 scouts there. This year when Washington came in, when the bus was set on fire, they had 21 scouts for that game. Pro Day, man, that is a new innovation in the business of college sports. Beautiful passing.
Jeter bracketed, and he'll get 2 shots, couldn't finish.
No, if Chase Jeter would step through on that, keep his pivot foot, take 1 step through, get up, he can make that into an and one. Maui Jim.
Step through.
Step through.
This happens all the time. I'll help take care of it.
No, I'll take care of it.
What's that?
One of the coolest dudes you'll ever meet in life. And what a voice. And what a mind. I had the privilege of working with Gene many, many times in the course of my life. None more so important than just the other night on the beach at Kaanapali, where Gene and I hosted a hula dance contest between all the players. And then we had the program where we interviewed all the coaches on stage, and Gene was just brilliant, magnificent.
One of those voices that sounds like it comes with the arena.
He was basically Clarence Darrow. He was basically Walter Cronkite. It was just an absolute exquisite experience. I was just traveling through time and seeing dinosaurs and Jackson chameleons and Tyrannosaurus rexes and pterodactyls, and Gene could not have been better. Send it back.
From behind. Anthony McLemore.
How many guys named Ant do you know? That's what he calls himself. Ant. That's his nickname.
Okay.
Instead of Anthony.
I don't know anyone named Ant.
Ant? How about Spider?
I don't.
How about B?
I know B. Arthur. That's a 3, no good.
How about Claire B?
Ant B. Coleman. Bring it up.
That guy's got a stroke. Wow. So even without Brandon Randolph. Now, Arizona's offense here in the second half has just been fantastic. The reason this game is so close is that they're 7 of 8 from behind the arc. In the second half alone, the Wildcats are on fire. Sean Miller has loosed the reins and says, run on, play on, shoot on, beam on, Maui Jim on. What's this problem here?
Over on the sideline, there's some blood on McLemore.
Do we need the day spa and hair salon?
Not the Bill Walton version. We need an actual sanction.
Jake
accredited.
Jake has taken all the available spots.
That was quite the massage we gave Jay Billis. Third place game, 3-point game. Bryce Brown, the runner. And he draws the whistle at the shot clock horn.
You can't just hit the guy on the elbow in a 3-point game, third place or not. Please. One of the rules of playing basketball is that you never foul the shooter. I mean, once he's into his shooting motion.
Bryce Brown now 1 3-point field goal away from the Auburn record of 3-pointers made, held by Wesley Person.
Wesley Person,
yes.
Okay.
50-45, Auburn by 5.
Where does Charles Barkley stand on that ladder?
The 3-point ladder?
Yes.
Punched away from behind by Harper. I don't believe he's in the top 10.
How about the fact that Marquise Daniels is on their staff there at Auburn, the grad assistant? He used to love calling his game. That guy was an absolute star.
Very talented player.
But it's been a while now for Auburn basketball. Sweet 16 and 03 with Marquise Daniels.
That was Cliff Ellis
on
the sideline.
Elite 8 in 86, the Louisville championship year.
Coleman just found a little space and sunk it.
Wow.
We got a game. halfway through the second half in our finale from the Maui Jim Maui Invitational.
The important thing for Arizona is that they've taken Auburn out of their running, dunking, wide open transition game, but they still can't take the lead.
Can Auburn be a good half-court team?
This crowd, I mean, these fans have been here all week long. Go ahead,
Coleman.
Austin. Oh, that's Spencer, sorry.
Out of bounds, Auburn will have it. Justin Coleman has been lethal when he's had space.
He faked out little Jared Harper so bad. I mean, the screen wasn't even there. But that's how quick Justin Coleman is. Why did he leave Sanford in Alabama again?
Dunbar, the jumper, he had a family issue. His brother was sick.
But that's why he went home.
Why he went to Sanford.
From
and
Alabama.
Then he decided that he wanted to go to an NCAA tournament, transferred here to play at Arizona.
So is the family health crisis resolved?
That's what we were told, yes. Foul called.
I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I got to work with you.
Same here.
I've learned a lot.
Me too. Thanks.
Thank you for being amiable. Thank you for letting me float in your archipelago. Thank you for letting me bask in your rainbow. Thank you for letting me drift in your cosmos.
I'm touched. Here comes Auburn.
I can hear it.
Dunbar!
That's what I've been waiting for. Throw it down! When I walked in the gym the first time, I watched that Auburn destruction of Washington, where they set the bus on fire. Alabama and everything, right? And so I said, oh my gosh. When I walked in and saw this guy, I said, I can't wait. And Alabama football is the Duke of college football, the Duke basketball program, right? And so
they'd rather be called Deacon Blues than hearing about the Crimson Tide.
Well, they had a chance to beat them yesterday, and they didn't. So at ESPN, we honor excellence, perfection, and that's why Duke gets so much credit and recognition. That's why Alabama gets so much. If you want to smack him down like you just did little Timmy Sullivan, I felt bad for him, and then you got to win the game.
Randolph with 3 threes in the second half already.
Brandon Randolph, that guy's awesome, man. Give him the ball again. Heat check time.
So 50 total points in the first half.
For who? For both teams combined?
Both teams, 25 already in the first 4 and change of the second half. Big collision and a blocking foul call. It's on Okiki.
Remember when Wilt would get 50 and a half himself? Now you got both teams combining for 50. But while we have this moment here of quiet and solitude and serenity, let's just salute our referee of the game, our referee of the tournament, the referee of our life, Ed, who's calling his last game after 30-plus years. His wife Susan is here in attendance. They've been married for 41 years. His son Eddie is a ref himself. And Big Ed here, he's going to retire and go spend time with his grandchildren and play a lot of golf. Thank you, Ed, for your life, which has given us ours. There he is right there. Just an absolute pillar of our community. A towering giant in a world of shriveling midgets.
That's the 14th turnover for Arizona. Okiki is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Great game here tonight. It is night, right?
It is night everywhere.
We've been, not everywhere. Half the earth is having day. I know how that works.
I'm sorry, I'm a little pinned to my own career here, and I know nightfall on my career is coming.
You already agreed that you believe in evolution, so hopefully you believe in some sort of scientific facts that the sun revolves around the earth, right?
I do.
Okay.
Luther's back in.
Good.
After being hit in the chops.
Would you like to try that?
No, you tried it on me very early in this second half as Jeter comes out.
Well, you tried to take that wave away from me here.
Second free throw is good for Okiki.
Chuma Okiki in Hawaii. We got to get him to Zuma Beach. Get Neil Young there. Sing a song. Chuma on Zuma. Okiki on his way to Hawaii.
You do have a heart of gold. Coleman, the kick. And the three goes down. Once again, Brandon Randolph is fourth of the half. You saw the first three just moments ago. There's the fourth.
We haven't done every Arizona game because Jake wanted to do them all.
Jake had one. We had two.
Really?
Downstairs. Off the window. Two more for Okiki.
So what has Brandon Randolph done in this tournament here?
Well, he had 11 in the first game, 19 in the second game, and 12 all in the second half of this game.
And we had the Gonzaga game, right, where Arizona fell apart as soon as Chase Veter went to the bench.
We did on our airwaves, yeah. Coleman.
Again.
Randolph. Oh, he wanted it badly going to the deck. Rebound for Auburn. Arizona wants basket interference. They're not going to get it. Pull up three.
This is fantastic.
Sir. Tip, no.
Come on, Brandon Randolph. Push the ball. You're on fire. Shoot it from there. Oh.
What a third-place game we got going. Three-point game, under 14 to go.
One of the great third-place games ever played. Get back to Brandon Randolph, please. Oh, my God.
Akon out of control, the sophomore out of Winnipeg.
What's the definition for over-dribbling?
That. Blocking foul call.
No. You can't just run over a guy.
He was in a circle. We have a circle for that.
Really? So, remember the discussion about trapezoids the other night?
Can we look at this first and then do the geometry?
His feet look like they were outside from that low angle. Do we have an over-the-top angle?
I had.
If we're on ESPN, we have an over-the-top angle.
I had him in the circle. That's the fourth on Randolph.
That's all that matters is that you had him. What, in your fantasy league?
I did.
Okay.
Left foot's all the way in.
Okay, well, we had this discussion the other night.
Yeah.
And when you said that you thought that they still played international ball with a trapezoid, they don't.
Well, I did not say that they still did. I don't believe, but we can go check the tape. Oh, goodness. Unstoppable Dunbar.
Malik Dunbar. Some people come from nowhere. He comes from everywhere. Because in his hometown and state, they have north, south, east, and west Augusta in South Carolina. So, anyway, and the trapezoid.
Well, quickly on that, with the directions, they have north, south, east, west. He came from the College of Central Florida.
You're kidding.
So just to be sure he had everything squared up, he was the middleman.
Okay, just a question here.
Yeah.
Why are there 2 Carolinas and 2 Dakotas and 2 Virginias and there's only 1 California when California has 1 in every 8 American?
We did have that Louisiana Purchase graphic built to talk about states and how they were created, but I don't think we're going to get it in. We have a close game.
We have a great game here. Maui Jim.
Coleman threw it right off of Dunbar, who gave it right back to Williams, who missed long. Corner, everybody wants the ball.
So Brandon Randolph is on the bench with 4 fouls, correct?
He is.
And 2 of those were egregious stiff arms of his own lead arm trying to create some space early in this game, right?
They were.
Man, you got to be careful. Got to think about going the whole way.
Those fouls that don't seem to matter early,
they all matter. It all rolls into one.
He's got 12 of Arizona's 17 and a half.
Every action has consequences. Every encounter has implications.
I am learning that all week here.
Be kind.
Maui?
Be kind, be generous, be selfless. Happy everything forever. What are you grateful for as we come into this one day when we're supposed to be nice? How about every day?
I'm thankful for a crew.
Yes.
Tim Sullivan, Mike Roy.
Sean, Ivan the Invincible, the indispensable, excuse me.
Jeter injured. I'm thankful for you and your unbridled passion for college basketball and other things.
I'm lucky. The luckiest guy in the world. I'm thankful I'm alive. I love being alive. Great defense, but Ira Lee was out of bounds.
He was. Turnover.
I want Ira Lee to just blossom into the star that I see a lot of possibility and potential in. And this is a big, rugged, powerful guy. You know, we saw how far Rui has come for Mark Few and Gonzaga. And, you know, very similar body types.
Well, Rui Hachimura is one of the great stories of college basketball.
Wow.
Coming from Japan, not knowing the English language, having trouble deciphering what the play calls were early in his career, and now the MVP of this tournament.
Basketball needs no language.
Off the kick to the corner. Another three. This is Coleman.
Penetration and dish, championship style. How much prettier is that than watching one guy dribble about against 9? Oh my God, pass the ball, make a shot. Yes.
To the rim, Bryce Brown, 2 and a foul. He's got 8 in the second half, and they go back and forth in the third place game.
This has been better than perfect. First half ragged, but now it's come alive here. And these fans, they will not give up. All they want is more.
Drive and kick to Coleman. Answer for Brown.
I love Maui. I can't believe we're coming to the end of the line. Wow.
What a way
This
to
is
finish.
the land of eternal everything.
Under these lights, it all comes down.
Shooting for both teams under 40%. Barely. Okay, we got 20 minutes. 20 minutes in our life here to rescue this game, to make this the greatest Maui gym in history. Let's let them go and let's deliver. And Brandon Randolph comes right out of the break and says, I'm ready to play. How about you?
Randolph with his first 3 of the game. His first
kidding.
points of the game.
You're kidding.
I'm not. Oh, the roll.
Back-to-back threes.
Bryce Brown.
He's a good player.
Very good player. Good shooter. Brown came in with 19 threes on the year in 5 games.
Now, you know a lot more about everything than I do.
No.
Can Auburn...
Williams. The
This is
response.
fantastic.
You wanted more offense. You
3
asked for
straight
it.
threes. Let's go. And let's not slow this down. But I will pose this question.
Yes.
I know these guards for Auburn are all SEC guards, right? But are they big enough to compete and play against the Duke, the Kentuckys, the Kansas, the North Carolinas, and the Villanovas? We asked for offense, and we've been getting it here. 3 straight threes. Penetration and dish. That's style. That's identity. That is skill. Swing the ball and let it go. No hesitation whatsoever. Bryce Brown. Friendly rim. Friendly roll. Amiable. And then the ability of the Wildcats, Arizona, to come right back. I mean, it can't every day just be like this.
It is
now
when you're on Maui. So I think we found out earlier in this tournament that they can hang with Duke. Can they beat them? We don't know. It's a 6-point game when Auburn played Duke in the semifinal round.
This tournament's going to make Duke better.
It'll make everybody better, wouldn't you say?
Nobody more so than Duke. And because they're going to say, okay, you know, we're good. We got all the hype. We got the ESPN machine behind us. Now we got to really focus in and get to work.
Yes, we do, and so does Randolph. He's got 2 threes in the second half. We're tied in the third place game.
And look at Randolph on the triple team, forcing the turnover.
One-on-one, Williams!
Oh, my gosh. Make a layup, please.
Brown catch and shoot. What an answer!
Keep it going. No timeouts, please. Have the coaches just go sit down. Have the referees put the whistles away.
It's a pinball machine at the Lahaina Civic Center.
The pinball wizard. Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey. Did you see those guys at Desert Trip?
I should have.
You needed to.
Oh, that rim has been unkind.
Unamiable. Change of pace, change of direction. Beautiful.
Oh, Kiki.
Beautiful.
Right on the welcome mat.
Come on. Give the credit to Harper, Ben, Ron, Peter, Valerie, PTA. Brandon Williams. Oh, my gosh.
And then suddenly you give up points.
So it looks easy on television, and we sit over here and like say something negative about a guy missing a shot. if you were here today and stood underneath that basket as I did for that Gonzaga-Duke game, there was nothing easy about that.
Could have been one of the best college basketball games of this season when we look back.
Well, anything could be. It was, and not just this season, for a long, long time. It was just superb. And the greatest thing is it combined everything. Drama, suspense, historical relevance.
Jeter won to shoot.
Skill, passion, and fighting for the ball. I love guys who fight for the ball. Poor Ryan Rupert, man. He was fighting for the ball. He ended up rubbing his teeth there.
Yeah, he got hit in the face. Oh, elbow right to the face.
You ever had your teeth knocked out playing basketball?
I have not. Have you?
10 different times.
No way.
I mean, no way.
10 times you've had your teeth knocked out playing basketball?
Yeah, and 14 times with my nose broken. If you're still playing basketball, don't play defense with your face. This is what happens to you if you do. Look at that shot. Pass instead.
Whistled it out of bounds. You have that beaming 1,000-watt smile and you've had your teeth knocked out 14 times?
Well, I have a very good dentist.
Yeah, you clearly do.
Yeah. And I have a very nice wife.
I love your dentist.
I love my dentist. I love my dentist. I love my teeth. Second best thing ever happened to me.
14 times, huh?
On my nose. 10 times on my
10 times
teeth.
on the teeth.
Those are two different things.
Thank you very much. Jeter inside.
Excellent move.
Got the bounce.
Sean Miller needs to come back to Chase Beater more often. And he's not related to Derek, is he?
He is not related to Derek, no.
He's not related to Chase Boyd, is he?
He's not. That's not how names work. Wiley for two, 38-33.
Well, one of the referees here is named Walton.
Yeah, Earl Walton. He did our game, the 7th place game.
Is he my grandson?
Randolph swirls it down. He's got 3 threes in the second half.
And his mom, Robin, is here in attendance with her sister, and they're just beaming over there in the Arizona student section.
Out of Yonkers, Randolph, and a big collision downstairs leading to a break.
I am looking forward to the evolution of Austin Wiley. This is the land of evolution, from volcanoes to everything going great, but everything is on fire for Brandon Randolph now, and we are still in Maui.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Hurry in today for huge Black Friday savings.
For the ages here, let's also give credit to the Ultimate Sports Center team for this year for college basketball, which are the Auburn Tigers, War Eagle. I mean, their game is throwing it down and shooting threes. So we're going to be seeing them all year long.
The dunk from Harper on day one may have been the best individual play of this entire tournament at 5'11".
A lot of Harpers here. Which one are you talking about? Ben, Ron,
Valerie,
or Jared, or Harper Valley? Great
tipped
defense,
away. Williams got it.
Let it fly, Justin. Nice. Don't take a charge there.
Out of bounds, it's going to Auburn. Coleman, by the way, from Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, went to Arizona. Hey, Mr. Harper, if you missed this, watch. 5'11".
Throw it down, little man. Wow, the little big man. We had Chief Joseph from the first game, Nez Perce country, Spokane, Gonzaga. We've got the little big man right here in Jared Harper. Laurie is bigger than Jared Harper.
A number of people are.
But this guy is a true giant.
Foul on Acott. Harper to the free throw line. This has been a really good game. A ground out game at points, but
not as good as this. It's a 7th place game. Not as well played
so far.
Well, it's early. So one of the things that shocks me in life today, because I believe in evolution. How about you?
Yeah.
Okay. I know people who don't. And so my belief in evolution is constantly being challenged with the lack of peripheral vision that I see in the world. as a bike rider, as a car driver, as a pedestrian, as a basketball player, as a basketball fan, you got to see the other things that are going on around you.
Awareness.
Yes, a sense of where you are.
Luther is in the
Look
paint.
at Chase Ryan there. Chase Jeter, sorry.
It's okay.
This is my 6th game in
like 12 hours.
Yeah. That
Harper
was a
and
tough
Brown.
turnaround the other day.
Oh, it was. Just yesterday.
That was like working the studio in Bristol.
When's the last time you did that? 3 in the corner. No, foot on the line.
On my way to the hospital.
Once again, glad to hear you're okay.
I am alive.
Akot is too.
And I'm a believer.
When you saw her face.
David Axelrod.
Under 2 minutes to go, first half.
Get your Stones tickets yet for the
I
new
have
tour?
not gotten my Stones tickets.
Which cities you going to?
Are you going to help me out with tickets?
Let me know.
Spencer, offensive foul, barreling in to Luther.
These are some studs out here. I mean, these are the winners of the genetic lottery. And I do believe in evolution. And Charles Darwin came here to Hawaii after he went to the Galapagos.
Even Darwin knew that was a charge.
Following in the historical sea prints of Alexander von Humboldt, and then ultimately Captain Cook, who was the first Caucasian Western European guy to come here back in the late 1700s.
After the Polynesians initially settled.
So have you ever sat on the edge of an island and looked out into the sea and said, hey, let's get on a canoe and see what's out there?
I did the first part, not the second part. Jeter traveled.
Please, this is the 3rd place game. Let him go.
Hey, the E-Trade halftime report's coming up. Feast Week tournament updates, Duke and Gonzaga recap, stats and highlights. Adnan Burke, Seth Greenberg, Jay Williams. We'll have that for you.
If you're ever feeling bad about life, just go to ESPN Classic and order that game today. Duke Gonzaga on demand, and that will be the perfect antidote to civilization's problems.
Bryce Brown straight down the boulevard for 2. And it's a 6-point game for Auburn with the last 4. What a game.
This has been good. It has not matched the skill level of Iowa State in the early game this morning. Has not matched the emotional level of the Gonzaga Duke game, and then the 7th place game. Offensive foul. Hey, we've seen that a lot from Arizona. Sean Miller's going to have to work on that.
It's 2 on Randolph.
And weren't they both offensive fouls with the stiff arm?
I believe so. Yeah.
If you believe, I believe.
48.2. You go 2 for 1 here. Why don't college coaches
always go 2 for 1? I don't know. I'm just sitting here. I'm just watching the game. There's a lot of whys I have in my life. None more important than the why in San Diego that Barron, the War Eagle himself, runs.
Spencer.
Beautiful.
Too strong. Okeke on the kick out. And it wouldn't fall down. Brown threw his hands up as if to say, what happened to that rim?
Okay, Brandon Randolph. This matchup here of the 2 ultimate winners of the genetic lottery, Brandon Randolph and Malik Dunbar. Wow. Looks like to say them play one-on-one full court.
Williams into Harper. That's an offensive foul.
Absolutely. And the Wildcats, they're complaining about this, but these are easy plays to call.
11 offensive fouls in the first half of this game. More charges than on Seth Greenberg's minibar. 28-22, your first half score.
Please, don't be disparaging to Seth Greenberg. He's a very nice guy, incredibly smart, a great broadcaster.
For Wisconsin, Tony Bennett's pack line defense, that would be a great matchup, but you never know. Sooners and Flyers. Dayton has had great success here at the Maui Jim Maui Invitational in the past with Wallaskowski.
You talked about Tony Bennett, right?
I did.
So he became the first coach and team to ever lose to a 16 seed. That was coached by Ryan Odom, the son of Dave Odom, who was our tournament director here. I was with Tony at the Final Four just after that last year. He could not have been classier. He could not have been more dignified. He could not have been more perfect as a human being in the most difficult of circumstances. We love Tony Bennett. That is an example of a great leader, a great coach, a great human being.
A lob that works. Okiki for two.
Okiki, Hawaii. Hohokipa. Chuma. Zuma. It all rolls into one.
How many miles
it's been a great
Yuma
week.
are we?
Yuma, the Jerry Garcia Highway. The highway that I met Mac Johnson on.
Mac Johnson is leading the league in references. Who's Mac Johnson?
Mac Johnson's the greatest athlete in the world. A young man who is now a student at Auburn, War Eagle. A couple years ago, Mac was involved in a tough day, and he is now in a wheelchair. He is paralyzed from the waist down. And I met him at Dateland, which is a date shake in the middle of the Sonoran Desert on the highway between Yuma and Phoenix on the Jerry Garcia Highway. And my life has never been the same since. And his mom, Jeanne, the speech she gave on our challenged athletes ride from San Francisco to San Diego on our bikes, her speech was the greatest parent speech I have ever heard in my 66 years. Phenomenal. We love the Johnson family. Mac Johnson, who is currently a student at Auburn on an athletic scholarship on the wheelchair basketball team. He's been a top 10 Sports Center athlete. Just phenomenal.
Awesome story.
Look
Tipped
at
away,
that.
and on the end line there, it'll be a turnover back to Arizona, but a nice sprint by McCormick to try to come up with it.
And the way that our community has rallied around the spirit of Mac Johnson and what he has become as a human being now after facing this most difficult challenge. Wow. Just completed this year his first 50-mile bike ride on his hand cycle. That made the top 10 Sports Center of the day. I was very disappointed that it was only number 8.
Ed Corbett's going to come over here. They're going to look for possession to see if there was a reset of the shot clock required. So Ed Corbett comes over to tell us that in his final game as an NCAA official.
Let's talk about how cool the SEC is, because I'm old enough to remember when the SEC was a football conference. And now they got basketball. Wow. Remember when it was Kentucky and occasionally LSU? Dale Brown doing the great job?
Charles Barkley.
Oh, well, Charles, that's current history.
Pete Maravich.
There you go. Bob Pettit. Shaq, who's younger than Charles. But the fact that Tennessee is a great basketball power now. Rick Barnes, what a human being. And now Bruce Pearl's got the job done at Auburn. And then Missouri, Conzo Martin, they're coming up. Frank Martin, Conzo and Frank are not related. Tom Crean is Georgia. Billy Kennedy at Texas A&M. Wow, Vanderbilt, I just had them. They looked fantastic with Bryce Drew the other day.
I don't think possession here, by the way. It didn't look like there was possession.
It's a 10-point game, and they're wasting all this time on one possession call. Please make a decision and move on. Let's go.
Do you have any more coaches left? If you care to?
Well, Avery Johnson, we mentioned him. Who's coaching at Florida now? Isn't it Mike something?
Mike White.
Okay, Mike White. But they haven't really recovered since Billy Donovan left, right?
6 seconds, says Ed Corbett. Florida's been pretty good.
Florida?
Yeah, Chris Chioza.
They were fantastic in the PK 80 last year and then sort of disappeared off my radar. But
surprisingly,
they were super fun until they blew the game against Duke in the final game, which I had the privilege of watching.
Got to go full court in 6 seconds. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
2 for Coleman.
Who's the fastest guy you ever saw play basketball? Who's the fastest guy you ever played with?
Fastest guy I ever played with?
Yeah.
I'm going to repel that back to you.
Well, Johnny Davis for me.
Johnny Davis.
Dayton University, Portland Trailblazers, fastest guy I ever saw play basketball.
Really?
Without question. Lionel Hollins was close behind, and they played together on the same team. And all we had to do was throw the ball up the court.
Harper. Too strong.
Nice tip out, Ant.
Oh, Harper the save, and McCormick's there.
Well, Auburn is playing at a higher level of skill, proficiency, and effort right now. Arizona's still finding their way. But the great thing about Sean Miller is that he's all about development, all about teaching.
Travel here. He's replacing an entire starting lineup.
One of
Lonzo
only two
Trier,
teams.
DeAndre Ayton, etc.
And both of those guys are doing fantastic. So did you ever figure out the trivia question? How many schools have lost the #1 draft pick and figured out enough to win the championship the next year?
Hey, look, real quick, Sean Miller played at Pittsburgh, the university.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The Panthers.
The Panthers.
One of my favorite programs. Beautiful
bullet
passing.
feed to Jeter. Throw it down.
Justin Coleman. What a magician. Marcus Haynes. Bruce Tatum. Meadowlark Lemon. And this Arizona crowd raining down U of A. Whoa, just missed.
He caught the rebound for the Wildcats. Some energy building. Lee. A little early there,
This
maybe.
guy, Ant McMclemore, is really good.
What do you like?
I like his pursuit of the ball. The challenge for these guys from Auburn, and bear in mind that Bruce Pearl, you know, the top guys are going to go to Kentucky or North Carolina or Kansas or Duke. And the challenge for Bruce is to say, hey, come to Auburn. And so what he's taking what he gets right now. They're going to see this style. They're going to see what they did to Washington. They're going to see that they had a real chance against Duke. They're going to watch them play and say, that's what I want to do. They're going to go into that arena down there in Auburn. Now, this Auburn is like the name of the town and the name of the school.
Yeah,
right?
Auburn, Alabama.
Okay, I've never been there. I've been to Alabama.
This is a 1-and-1 coming off the second foul against Lee in a row.
Have you been to Alabama?
I have.
Okay, where?
Actually been to Auburn. Did a football game there last year.
Really? Have you been to Hoover, Alabama?
I have not. Great high school football there, though.
That's where Austin Wiley's from, who was the most physically impressive player in this tournament.
Well, his mom's an Olympian. His dad led the SEC in rebounding when he was playing back in the 90s.
His mom's one of the great players in the history of women's basketball, right? There's a layup for two. Okay.
Olympic athlete, great player.
I'm going to say she's one of the great women's basketball players in the history of Auburn. War Eagle.
I didn't want to exclude anybody.
I said one of them.
3 for Harper's no good.
That allows for recovery.
If only we all had that opportunity. Randolph. Coleman, I should say, for 2.
Now
Coleman makes it 24-22.
Now this game has found a rhythm. Remember the start of the 7th place game? It was like perfect. It never stopped. This started with offensive fouls and traveling and timeouts and having to make replay decisions on a possession. What a week it's been.
What a week.
This has been spectacular. I want to apologize to our audience for being sick the first bunch of days. I'm feeling a lot better. Dr. Norm has healed me. Now I'm back at almost full strength. And I'm honored and privileged to be working next to Jason for the first time in my life.
You know what the best part?
What a absolute thrill for me. You're brilliant. You're like Mozart, Larry Bird, Bob Dylan, Jerry Garcia, Ralph Lawler, and that one guy who was here for a while and then he just disappeared.
Sean McDonough, is that who you're talking about?
No, the big guy.
For Boog?
I don't know what his name was. He wasn't here very long.
Thank you for that compliment, which turned into just rambling and torching other people.
No, you're the one that said the other guys. He just disappeared. He was here. He was fantastic, and never saw him again or heard from him again.
I appreciate your kind words, and I think you're all of those people combined, plus Ezra Pound and Mahler.
Really? Wow. Now we're getting into a list here.
And list.
Chopin, Bach, and Eddie Kay. Eddie Acow as well, the surfer. Eddie Will Go. We had that story earlier.
We did. It wasn't part of the Best of Walton's World.
No, well, Eddie died at the end of the story.
Well, that's not a great story for him, is it?
Chase Jeter
for 2.
He has to play well. Does he have a Band-Aid over his eye now? Did he get a...
I'm mesmerized by the one-leg shorts thing.
I can't figure it out. Looks like he maybe didn't get fully dressed coming out of the locker room.
It's his style, we're told.
Really? Okay.
Randolph.
That's an offensive foul. It has to be.
It is.
That's like bowling for dollars. Did you ever see that show?
I did.
That was Chick Hearn, right? Bowling for
believe
dollars.
so, yeah. Got Ralph Lawler and Chick Hearn. Here's Jeter.
Okay. Along the baseline, exquisite footwork. I mean, that is perfect. Now, when you do that once, okay, you can do it. So let's do it again and do it again. And here's bowling for dollars. Chick Hearn.
I believe Bill Hillgrove did bowling for dollars for a time, too, who works with Dick Groat doing Pittsburgh Panthers radio. I believe that's true.
Okay. And what did the Panthers play?
Pittsburgh, they play college sports. Dick Groat, one of the great two-sport players of all time.
I know Dick Groat, but are the Pittsburgh Panthers, is that a professional team? Or?
It is the University of Pittsburgh.
Okay. I've never called one of their games. I don't
Ryan Luther used to play there. He transferred from there.
I believe I played against Pittsburgh once. I've been to Pittsburgh. I know that.
It's a nice place.
Beautiful.
Travel called on Acott.
And the greatest teammate I ever had, was from Pittsburgh.
Did he let you do promos? It's the Advocare Invitational.
He advocated for justice, though.
Did he?
Yes.
That's very nice of him. Championship is Sunday, 1 or 4 Eastern on ESPN or ESPN2. Villanova, Oklahoma State, Memphis, LSU, Florida State among the headliners. Catch and shoot, Dunbar. Yes, sir.
This is one of my favorite players in the entire Maui Gym 2018. Malik Dunbar from North Augusta, South Carolina. You got North and South in the same place, man. That is so cool. But what a body he has, and what a personality. I just can't wait to see him throw one down. I've been waiting all week.
It's our first Auburn game we've had.
Ever for me.
Jeter blocked.
Send it back, Austin. Send it back again,
That's
Austin. Oh, come on.
They both may have been.
It's the third place game. Let him play.
So wait. No fouling out in the 7th place game. No goaltending in the 3rd place game.
No rules, no boundaries, no limits. Let's play. Let's celebrate. We're in Maui. The view is better from here. Haven't you been watching all the promos and the great ads? Those are great blocks.
The promos don't say mangle the rule book while you're on the island.
So I heard Jake say the other day.
Jake Vilas.
That it's very difficult to have the refs being so short and call these plays on the big guys, right? I mean, it's like having somebody making decisions for an insurance company who's never been sick before.
Take me a while to unravel that one.
No, I'll unravel it for you.
Okay, please. I asked for
Has your insurance company ever said no to you? Like all the time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Acott for 3.
Those people who are saying no to you, they haven't been sick, because if they were sick, they would know. So they would know to say yes.
Everybody who works for an insurance company has never been sick before. Bryce Brown. Ooh.
Empathy. One of the 4 critical elements in becoming a human being.
Along with thorium.
Well, no, thorium, that's a different story. I'm talking about along with balance, quickness, and creative imagination. And then empathy. To understand that not everybody's going to get it, but they're still part of the team. And what teams we have here in the Maui Gym. That game today, I just got so high from that. I mean, it's what you live for in life.
Sure it was the game?
Absolutely, man. These last 2 days have been a struggle for me. I've been sick. I haven't been able to sleep or think or eat or do anything.
They're going to go to the monitor
for what?
See if Jeter was the one that got fouled.
So let's talk about then the beach of the day.
Beach of the day, yeah.
How about, no, the beach of the game. Sorry, that was my mistake.
We didn't do a beach of the game earlier, so this should actually be beach of the day.
Whatever.
Okay, let's take a look and make sure this was Jeter while we have a moment before beach of the day. Yeah, he was fouled.
That's a foul on Austin Wiley, but since this is the 3rd place game, I say we just let it go. And the beach of the game is Big Beach at McKenna.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's absolutely fantastic. Right there at the bottom of where Haleakala comes right down into the water at Wailea and McKenna, and this big, huge, broad beach. Beautiful water. Ho'olave out there in the distance. And then the little one. It's just perfect there.
That's our beach of the day.
Beach of the game, beach of the day, it all rolls into one.
Jeter's got the last 5 for Arizona. And he's got now the last 6 for the Wildcats out of Tucson.
How about a plant of the day, the philodendrons?
It's great. Do you have any for us?
I love plants. And I love the plants of Maui. Wowie. Let's go.
Philodendrons just beating out the Vinca vine for plant of the day.
Especially when you have a Jackson chameleon climbing up.
McCormick late in the shot clock.
Beautiful.
He rains it down.
Wow. Javon McCormick out of New Orleans. You old enough to remember Avery Johnson out of New Orleans?
Absolutely.
One of the great leaders ever. He's in the same conference coaching Alabama.
Yeah, they'll play the basketball Iron Bowl later on this year.
Really?
Yeah. Auburn and Alabama, one of the great rivalries in college sports.
We want to have Mac Johnson be the captain, the honorary captain for the game.
Jeter's foul. And he'll go to the line. He's been very active.
Finally, they come back to Chase Jeter.
Is this our beach of the day?
Fire. Fire on the mountain. Goes down. Who would have ever think that would happen? Because the conversation coming in was Duke, great team or greatest team ever, and now they've got a loss early on in the season. Will they ever recover?
Now you wonder, I think they're gonna. Now you wonder, Gonzaga, will the Bulldogs be the #1 team in the country?
Have they ever been #1 before, Gonzaga?
I don't believe so, but we will check on that. This was their highest preseason ranking ever. I may be misrecalling.
The indispensable will have that in a moment. Duke, who recently became the all-time #1 team, passing UCLA. It's been a while since the Bruins have been there.
What a pleasure that game was to watch.
It was a reaffirmation of everything that I believe in and stand for and hope the world to be. The fans in here, which have been absolutely over the top for every game of this spectacular tournament. I know that jealousy is a bad thing, and I try not to be jealous, but these other tournaments that we've been seeing with like 2 people in the audience, you know, and those are family and friends. And this place, every game, they clear everybody out. These are not the same fans. I mean, you have to have a ticket to each game. This is the entrepreneur's dream in terms of how to monetize what the vision is for the future. Maui Gym, where all your dreams come true.
Let me clarify, too. Ivan the Great just told us that Gonzaga was ranked #1 in 2012-13 for a while. So
really,
with that turnover.
What about, how about the year they went to the final game? That was 2 years ago. And last year they had a spectacular year. But remember, Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, and North Carolina, those are the teams that dominate all this today. And for Spokane and for Gonzaga, little Jesuit school in the Northwest, Lewis and Clark.
They were
Chief
#1
Joseph.
in 7. Sorry to interrupt that list of whatever. 2017, they were #1 in the country as well. So a couple times.
Okay. So we're super happy for Mark Few. I'm going to say that's the greatest victory in the history of Gonzaga basketball.
Really?
Yes, I am.
Not the one that propelled them to this run to beat Minnesota in the first round back in '99. Hard drive and a whistle, offensive foul. It's called against Brown. That's his second personal, and trouble for Auburn.
They just beat Duke in the championship game of the Maui Gym. The only thing that could be better than that would be to beat Duke in the championship game of the championship. Like at the NCAA tournament.
Wouldn't it be lovely to have that as the championship game?
Well, that's happened before. UConn with Kemba Walker back in 2010. They did that to Kentucky here, and then they beat them in the NCAA championship game. So history is being made here today. And now Kemba Walker is like lighting up the NBA. Isn't he leading the NBA in scoring, Kemba Walker?
He was earlier this year. Jump pass by Dunbar.
Whoa.
Another blitz of a drive by McCormick. How about Maui Gym, Maui Invitational champions to win the title?
Michigan, UConn. Who else we got in this incredible list here? Timmy Sullivan on the case here. North Carolina 3 different times. Wow. They might want to think of coming back here. Can't we please get Kentucky here? And there's the championship board. And they're going to put Notre Dame won it last year.
Kentucky 93. Ron Mercer, etc. They were here back in 93.
Yeah, but why aren't they here like now?
They have other things to do. Duke, Gonzaga, Auburn, Arizona, Iowa State.
This is my 4th Maui gym, and I haven't seen Kentucky here at all.
Well, they apologize profusely. But
no, look, I love Kentucky. I want to see them here.
Williams, the recovery, and he sends it toward us. It's a turnover.
Ivan, will you call John Calipari for me? Thank you, Ivan. John Miller.
10th season with Arizona, former Xavier head coach. His team that he used to coach got a win in the 7th place game about half an hour ago.
And he was the one, Sean Miller, who first saw Travis Steele and gave him a job. Travis Steele, whose team looked very good today. Careless turnover. You got to feed the post better than that. These little banana passes, rainbows, that's not the way it works. Beautiful.
In the corner, the feed for the jump shot for Dunbar, this senior out of the state of South Carolina. Out of the College of Central Florida, the transfer to Auburn.
Did you see the offensive foul again? Please, there is no need to move on a screen. There's no need to give these guys screens. If you can't get open without a screen, go sit down and let somebody else play. Please.
Dunbar in the corner for 3 there.
Dunbar's fantastic.
Here's your screen.
Why lean in? I don't get it. Mental decisions, calculations, analyze risk. The world is watching. Everybody's standing around. You're going to throw your hip out there.
Well, you said it earlier. The foul trouble yesterday was what damaged Jeter.
Down. Malik Dunbar.
Travel first.
Ed in his last game. We love you, Ed. Thanks for your life. Let him play, please.
Ed Corbett in his final game before he retires.
Of his life. A 30-plus year career as a referee.
Since he started officiating 11 to 1,200 games, he estimates. And the cool thing about Ed Corbett right now, in his family, his son Eddie is an official in the Northeast Conference, the Ivy League, the Patriot League as well. So he's going to pass it down to his son.
So Ed has a son named Eddie.
He does.
That's very cool.
Who's an official. They did a game together a couple of years ago. And we were talking to him before the game about it, and he had quite the smile on his face when he was talking about his son.
Now, Will, there's nothing like the pride of a dad. Oh, no. No, I'm the 3rd. My dad wanted the 4th, and I let him down. I was too young. I didn't know what I was doing.
Thank goodness that's changed.
No, it hasn't. Please.
Dunbar to McLemore.
Offensive rebounding. War Eagle.
Forrest Spencer for 2, and Auburn up 7.
Arizona looks outclassed physically, and that is a rare statement. This is a team that has produced some of the greatest athletes the world has ever known. Ryan Luther can't find the range, and here come the Tigers. Whoa.
That guard play, Jared Harper streaking through.
Sean Miller needs a timeout here. His team is getting run out here.
It's a 9-0 run, and he's not going to use it.
Let them find their way. Phil Jackson, John Wooden.
Ira Lee.
Look at the defense. Did you see Auburn dismantle the Washington Huskies?
Wow, and zone breakers.
And then when they left town, their bus caught on fire. Wow.
You know what else is on fire?
What's that?
Walton's World. Best of coming your way when we come back. 54-29.
Gonzaga, we saw today, they are a brilliant team. Now, these two teams trying to regroup from heartbreaking losses. Auburn, I thought coming into this tournament they could really give Duke a battle. They held them to a 6-point victory margin.
They will hoist up threes, that's for sure.
Good. We are not looking for slowdown action. This is not football where you have 7 seconds of action and then 5 minutes of guys standing around, the guys who don't have to go to the hospital.
We want up and down.
We want up and down, and we're going to get that tonight.
Last game of the Maui Jim Maui Invitational.
I'm so sad. I hate it when great things end.
We won't remind you that.
Coming to the end of the line. Beautiful
Brandon
play.
Williams called for a foul.
Man, let him play. It's the third place game. Come on. It's the Maui Gym. Where with great color and detail and clarity, you got a fantastic opportunity to see the world a different way. Sean Miller, the outstanding coach for Arizona, the Conference of Champions, the franchise in the Conference of Champions. This fan base that the Wildcats have. Whoa, wild shot that time.
McLemore, no, the lean in for Chuma Okeke, the sophomore from Atlanta.
Okeke in Hawaii. This is going to be fantastic.
It's perfect for you and everybody here on the island.
Well, the harmonic convergence that we have. Auburn, an offensive foul again.
Goes against Coleman, his first.
2 players, 2 offensive fouls, and Bruce Pearl. Oh, my gosh. What a story.
Bruce
58
Pearl.
years old. Yesterday, I'm watching the game against Duke. I thought he was going to lose it on the court.
You did.
Yeah. I've seen coaches carried off because, you know, you got to moderate things. Moderation, my middle name.
Thought it was something else, but we'll check on that. Brown to Samir Dowdy, the junior.
Brandon Randolph defense right here on Samir Dowdy. This guy's got a world of talent.
Guy Bruce Pearl says makes everybody better. That's the 69th three-point attempt by Auburn in this tournament so far.
You're kidding.
Unreal.
What's the record for the most?
In this tournament?
Yes.
We will check on that with Ivan the Great.
Ivan the Indispensable. Yesterday you were disparaging to my friend Ivan.
Yeah.
I'm standing up for the guy.
Yesterday was National Absurdity Day, so I was being absurdist.
You fit right in.
Today
Spread the floor if you're Arizona. Auburn prides itself on its athleticism. This is one of the great emerging programs in all of college basketball, ranked 8th in the country coming in here today. The loss to Duke will not knock them out of that lofty perch.
And 2 teams with highly rated recruiting classes coming in.
Absolutely.
11th in the country for Auburn, 4th for Arizona as it currently stands, according to our guy Paul Biancardi.
Okay. Who measures this?
Paul does.
Okay.
With his team of
Paul.
Yeah, Paul
Is that
Biancardi.
like St. Paul or
He has not been sainted. Coleman buries a 3.
Pope Paul?
We'll check what his
Paul
title is.
McCartney? You know, we've got a whole list of Harpers. I've got a whole list of Pauls for you, too. St. Paul, Minnesota.
I will not give anyone false hope that this list is going to end.
Great defense, Brandon Randolph.
Dowdy clung to, and he gets it back. Shot clock at 10.
Somebody please get a rebound.
Maybe. Yes, finally cleared.
Push the ball, Justin Coleman.
He will.
And this matchup of guards, wow. Coleman, Williams, and Randolph versus Harper, Brown, and Dowdy. I have no doubt.
You're not Dowdy? Here's Coleman. We told you they needed good work from him. Here it is.
He's going to give them good work. This is an excellent player. Arizona is a guard school. And just phenomenal lineage and the ability of Justin Coleman to create off his own dribble. And his decision-making. He doesn't force a lot of shots. The challenge for Sean Miller is going to be, okay, what happens if Justin's not on his game? Who's going to handle that ball?
And where does the offense come from?
Right. Who's going to be the creator? Anybody can finish. Finishers are easy. Creators are hard. Tough shot that time.
See the points from those guards? Randolph, Williams, Coleman. That's over 100 points.
I love this basketball for Bruce Pearl. Bruce, out of the Boston area. Wow. Celtic fan through and through. The Celtics win tonight. Beautiful ball fade. Now that might be the play of the tournament for a guard.
We've got an injured Wildcat player down. That's Brandon Williams, who got hit in the face on his way to the rim.
So Los Angeles, where Brandon Williams is from, and just massive city. Not quite as big as the Tamu Massif volcano, which is as big as New Mexico or England and Ireland combined.
They just got hit across the face right there.
Yeah. You want me to show you how that works?
I would rather not, but
I'm happy to.
It's getting late, so
I was good at that. One of the few things I was good at. Getting the guard across the face as he comes down the lane.
You're a 3-time collegiate player of the year. You won 2 NBA titles. We're good at least one more thing than that.
I don't know anything about anything, and I'm not good at anything. But I'm here today in this chair, honored to be in your presence. And remind me again what your name was.
The respect was mutual until just moments ago.
Well, every time I ask you, you give me a different answer.
Let's go downstairs to Wiley for 2. He's Austin Wiley. I'm Jason Benetti. Great to meet you, both of us. 7-5 Auburn.
So I love this Auburn team. They look so physically gifted. They look like an NBA team. This is the first Auburn game I've ever broadcast. War Eagle, here we go. I do have a great relationship, though, with the University of Auburn through other contacts. Most notably, Mac Johnson, greatest athlete I've ever known.
Randolph, pull up, swirled it out. Ira Lee going for the rebound, and Wiley clears it.
This battle between Ira Lee, the son of an NFL star, Austin Wiley, the son of real basketball stars. I mean, they're just so big, they're so powerful. The final game, and Bruce Pearl, calm as can be over there, very much like me. We're in Maui Gym to view. They got to recover, they got to regroup. And what better place to start over than right here at the Maui Gym? Starting 5 here. What was your name again?
Hi, I'm Jason. They're Bryce, Jared, Samir, Anthony, and Chuma. Brown and Harper combined get them about 35 points a game. Arizona's got a couple of Brandons. Easy to remember their names. Jeter, you mentioned Luther, the transfer from Pitt, and Justin Coleman. Arizona was up 13 in the second half against Gonzaga.